May the 4th be with you. Over this way. We're in a different setting today, you probably noticed. My name is Jennifer Norman. I'm here with my son Kyle, and we are die-hard Star Wars fans. I don't know about you, but Star Wars has been a big part of even my upbringing. I can remember back in the 70s that my mom would throw all the kids in the back of the station wagon and we would drive over to the movie theater, and we were so excited when Star Wars first came out, and we have been fans ever since. Gosh, that was, I can't remember how many years ago that was, probably like 45 years ago, something like that. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Anyway, I wanted to take a moment today because there are a couple of things going on this week. First of all, of course, it's May the 4th, which is officially Star Wars Day. So we wanted to share with you all of our fun Star Wars paraphernalia that we have collected over the years. We've been very big with Legos. I think that some of you are probably into Legos just as much as we are. We've got the Millennium Falcon, we've got the Porgs, we've got all sorts of fun stuff that we've been creating together throughout the years. It's always so much fun to like put these together and challenge ourselves with all these kinds of fun crafts, as you were. And then we also have some fun drones that we've actually gotten. And rather than flying them outside, because sometimes it gets really windy, we actually just decided to kind of keep them up as wall art. So we've got our Millennium Falcon drone, and we also have our X-Wing drone. And then we had received as a gift this most amazing book. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but I thought that I would share this with you because it is actually a pop-up guide to the galaxy from Star Wars, and the person who put it together, his name is Matthew Reinhardt. And the cool thing about this book is that there are all sorts of stories inside, and each of these little pages has these cool pop-ups on it. Check this out. And it goes on and on, so we enjoy just kind of flipping through and seeing all the creativity that went into putting this book together. I will put a link so that you guys can see where you can get this book for yourself, because I think any Star Wars fan, young or old, would really enjoy this. Check this out, this Darth Vader, and then again, there's all these really cool little flaps in here. It even makes noise. Our battery ran out, but when you first open it up, some of these little monsters and the Darth Vader actually makes the breathing noise that you that you're familiar with. So there's our Star Wars pop-up book. I'm not going to read from this book. It's just show and tell. But what we wanted to do today, because in thinking about Star Wars Day, and also the fact that this Wednesday will actually be kicking off officially Nurses Week. And to me, the nurses that are in my life and that I have known throughout the years are the biggest Jedi Masters of all time. And so I want to introduce you to two of Kyle's nurses today, and they are going to come into picture. Come on, fly on over in your Millennium Falcons. Here's Victor, and here is Brigette. Yay! Welcome, special guest Jedi Knight Victor Lodevico and special Jedi Knight Brigette Vasquez. Hello.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
So, as some of you have already seen Victor in action because he's been on camera before, and he is also the illustrator of the entire SuperCaptainBraveMan series. There we go. And today we're going to be reading book 3, Nurses Are Amazing. But before we get into this, I thought that all the families that are watching might be interested to hear about what it's like to be a nurse and how they got started in their nursing careers, and maybe, you know, if any of you kids out there are interested in becoming a nurse or learning about what nursing is about, I thought that it would be fun to just have a little bit of a Q&A with Victor and Brigette, and you guys can feel free to chime in too. But Brigette, since you have been mostly behind the scenes, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about your experience being a nurse and working with Kyle?
Sure. Hi everyone, I'm Brigette Vasquez. I am Kyle's morning nurse. When I was a lot younger, I always was with my grandmother who needed a lot of care, and so seeing her getting taken care of by many people, different people, really had an impact on me when I was a lot younger. Like I wanted to help. I always wanted to help her and whatever she needed. And that kind of stuck with me like throughout my whole life. And once I grew up and I knew I wanted to be in the medical field, I decided, I'm gonna go into nursing. I'm gonna go ahead and try that out and to do my best to help others as well. And along my journey after I graduated from nursing school, I happened upon Kyle. He's been my first patient, and I've been here for years, and I've learned a lot from him. I've learned a lot, working with him and my coworkers Victor and Leah, who's not here. But yeah, and it's just been so rewarding, and I'm just so happy to be here to see him grow and to be part of this family.
Absolutely.
Well said. How am I supposed to follow that?
Congratulations, Bridget.
You win.
Your Jedi Knight lightsaber.
Yay.
I feel,
your turn.
I feel like my story isn't as altruistic. Unfortunately, I did. I majored in something completely different in college, and I had always been surrounded by an arsenal of nurses that are in my family. I followed it, and I made a career of it. It's been 13 years now. And Kyle was my first patient, and my route was very, very different. I went into it expecting not to fall in love with it, and I found a real purpose. It was something that really drove me, that continues to drive me, that continues to test my patience, my my own personal morals, and it's something that I really would be lost without. I'm so happy that it's a part of my life, that I've been able to watch a progression, watch somebody grow, and watch, help somebody's health progress, be there for the not so great times too. It really does, as much as you're helping somebody else, that person is helping you exponentially in growth as a human being, and it really does test your strengths.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you also receive your
Yeah.
lightsaber that Kyle is giving you too. Yeah, and I will say, these guys are heroes. I think that it's coming to light now with COVID-19 that our healthcare workers, our medical professionals, our nurses, our caretakers, our doctors, they're all our real life heroes. And I would be lost without Brigette, without Victor, and they have definitely become family because there's such a bond when you're taking care of somebody, and they take care of me more than I would have ever guessed. My sanity is maintained. I feel like they give me peace of mind. They allow me to know that Kyle is being well cared for. And in this book, we talk about the different kinds of nurses that there are, and certainly Brigette and Victor are one example of the type of nurses, and we don't really bring it out in this book, but they are in-home nurses, and so while they do not live here in my house with Kyle and me, they come here every day, and they work 8-hour shifts. It is a full-time job, and so Brigitte's here in the morning, 8 hours, and Victor comes in after Brigitte's shift is over for 8 hours, and this is their full-time job. And then Leah, who is Victor's sister, who is also one of the authors of the SuperCaptainBraveMan series, she also works for us 12 hours a day on Saturdays and Sundays. She has her own child, and so that's kind of her full-time job normally. But yeah, it's a profession that is really built on medical knowledge and awareness, but there's also so much emotional support and kind of like that human wellness aspect, which is so important as we're thinking about things like today, where mental health, physical health, emotional health, they all are so tied together. And it's not just about, if you've got a cold or if you've got something wrong with you, if you break a leg, then let's treat it. It really is, what can we do to care for this person ongoing and make sure that that person is as well and healthy and balanced from an overall picture. And the nice thing about nursing is that there are different types of specialties, as we're going to bring forth in this book when we read it. And then we're going to turn the reins over to Victor so that he'll read it for you. And then what we'll do is we'll actually, I might actually go over and turn some pages
cool.
if it is a little bit easier. What do you think?
I think that might
wanna
be
make
a
sure-
good idea.
Okay, super, yeah, so because I want to make sure that everybody can see your beautiful pictures that you've drawn here. Okay, Kyle, so I'm going to step over here
Fantastic.
and we'll let you get started.
Awesome.
Thanks, Victor. Thanks, Bridget. All right.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So we have The Adventures of SuperCaptainBraveMan, Book 3, Nurses Are Amazing. By
Yeah.
Jennifer Norman, pictures by Victor Lodevico. Okay, thanks, guys.
I'm toggling back and forth here.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll move this back there.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay.
All right, we got it.
We got it.
Today, Kyle is getting ready for a visit to his doctor for a checkup. Nurse Victor packs Kyle's things and loads up the van. Kyle waves to his little dog Mochi as they back out of the driveway. Goodbye, Mochi. We'll be back soon. Woof, barks Mochi. When Kyle arrives at the doctor's office, he sees lots of kids in the waiting room with their parents. Some of the kids are playing with toys, some of them are reading books, and some of them are watching cartoons. Kyle notices one girl tugging on her mommy's sleeve. She is scared and wants to go home. Her mommy whispers, Now, Becky, it's very important to stay. You need to get your shot to help you stay healthy." Becky clings to her mommy even more tightly. "I don't want to get a shot. Needles scare me," she cries. A few kids stop what they're doing and glance over in the girl's direction. A young boy nearby turns to his daddy and whimpers, "I don't want to get a shot either." Kyle wants to help the kids be brave, but he remembers what it's like to get shots when he was younger. He didn't like it very much either. Suddenly, Kyle has an idea. He wheels himself over to introduce himself. "Hi, I'm Kyle, and this is my nurse, Victor," he says with a smile. "Actually, Victor is my best friend. He always helps me feel better after needles." Hi, Kyle. Hi, Victor," the children reply, looking a little less nervous. "Hi, kids," Victor beams. "Don't worry about those little old needles. They'll only hurt for a second. You're much bigger and tougher than they are." The kids giggle at the funny voice Victor makes. "Do you work here with the pediatrician, Victor?" the boy's daddy asks. "No, I'm Kyle's home health nurse," replies Victor. "I have the pleasure of taking care of him every afternoon." The man smiles just as Kyle's name is called. "That's our cue," Victor says. "Nice to meet you all." Victor wheels Kyle through the door to a small cubby-sized office. They are greeted by a friendly nurse named Ashley. Nurse Ashley takes Kyle's blood pressure, then she checks his heart rate, then she takes his temperature, then she measures and weighs Kyle. Nurse Ashley leads Kyle and Victor into a larger room where they're greeted by Nurse Samantha. Nurse Samantha begins to review Kyle's list of medicines when a thought suddenly pops into Kyle's head. "I just realized how many different kinds of nurses there are in the world," he exclaims. "You're correct," Nurse Samantha replies. "Different types of nurses do different kinds of things, but we all have the same important job to do. and that is to make sure that you're as healthy, happy, and pain-free as you can be. That night, Kyle thinks about his doctor's visit as he falls into a very deep sleep. Not before long, he starts to dream. Kyle dreams about telling other kids about nurses and all the great things they do so they won't be afraid of the doctor's office or the hospital. He dreams he turns into
SuperCaptainBraveMan!
SuperCaptainBraveMan is so courageous. He can do anything. He never tires and is never afraid. He comes to kids' rescue when they're feeling sad, unwell, or scared. With SuperCaptainBraveMan as your friend, you'll discover your own power to become a hero too. Whoosh! SuperCaptainBraveMan glides over a glittering cityscape to the bustling town of Nurseville. Down below, he sees lots of women and men wearing brightly colored scrubs helping different people. He touches down when he notices Becky, the little girl from his daytime doctor's visit, sitting quietly with her stuffed bunny rabbit on her lap. Hi, SuperCaptainBraveMan, Becky calls out timidly. Hi, Becky, SuperCaptainBraveMan replies. I'm so glad you're here. Can I show you around Nurseville? I'm a little scared, Becky quivers, clutching her stuffed bunny rabbit even tighter. Don't worry, SuperCaptainBraveMan assures. When you're with me, you don't have to be scared of anything. When Becky sees SuperCaptainBraveMan's kind smile, her nervousness melts away. She takes his hand and lets him lead the way. Becky and SuperCaptainBraveMan enter a room where a nurse is holding a tiny newborn baby. Hello, the nurse whispers with a smile. I'm a labor and delivery nurse. I help mommies bring new babies into the world. I'm by their side to guide them, help ease their pain, cheer them on when they're delivering, and care for them once their babies are born. I love what I do because I get to help mommies feel strong and comforted, and I get to see beautiful new lives created every day. Next, Becky and SuperCaptainBraveMan float to a room where a nurse is putting a bandage on a boy's knee. Hi there, the nurse says cheerfully. I'm a school nurse. I help take care of kids who feel ill or injured while they're at school. I perform physical exams, watch over kids that need a little rest, tend to bumps and bruises, give medicine for upset tummies, and a whole lot more. I love what I do because I want all kids to be healthy so they can get back to class and learn great things. Next, Becky and SuperCaptainBraveMan whisk over to a room where a nurse is laying out lots of tools on a tray. Good day, the nurse says with a wave. I'm an operating room nurse, also known as a scrub nurse. I make sure that my patients are clean, safe, and well cared for before, during, and after a surgery. I keep a close eye on patients' vital signs, make sure the surgeon has all the right tools, organize everything and everyone in the operating room, and so much more. I love what I do because I'm interested in the human body and how to make it better from the inside. Next, Becky and SuperCaptainBraveMan drift over to a room where a nurse is holding the hand of a woman with no hair. Welcome, she says calmly. I'm an oncology nurse. I take care of people who have cancer. Cancer happens when little tiny cells in someone's body go bad and make more bad cells. It can cause a lump that shouldn't be there, or it can make things go wrong in a person's blood or bones. I help patients who have cancer take special medicine and get special treatments, and I try to help as many people as I can to get better. I love what I do because my job is one of the most challenging and rewarding types of nursing, and no 2 days are ever the same. Next, Becky and SuperCaptainBraveMan coast over to a room where they recognize a familiar face. It's Nurse Samantha from the doctor's office, and she's giving out capes to kids. Hi, Becky. Hi, SuperCaptainBraveMan, Nurse Samantha calls out. It's so nice to see you. Nice to see you too, SuperCaptainBraveMan replies. Say, what do you have going on here? I'm giving out capes to all the brave kids who just got their flu shots. The flu is a virus that is very contagious. it can spread from person to person very easily. But if you get your flu shot, then your chance of catching the flu is far less. Did you get your flu shot yet, Becky? SuperCaptainBraveMan asks. No, she replies shyly. I was supposed to yesterday, but I was too scared. Well, if you get your shot today, then you'll also get this shiny new cape, Nurse Samantha coaxes. Becky really wants a cape. She sees all the other kids with smiles on their faces. At that moment, she decides to be brave. Okay, I'll do it. SuperCaptainBraveMan holds Becky's hand and says, just look at me and count to 3. 1, 2, 3! All done. Wow, that really didn't hurt as bad as I thought, Becky admits. And here is your bright, shiny cape, Nurse Samantha announces. Thank you, Nurse Samantha. Thank you, SuperCaptainBraveMan, Becky exclaims. Hooray! Becky did it! Everyone cheers. A few days later, Kyle and Nurse Victor are taking a stroll with Mochi over to their favorite park. Kyle notices a girl playing on the swing as her mommy watches on. He can't help but smile when he notices what the little girl was wearing. The end. Yay! Thank you so much, guys.
And here is a picture of Kyle with all of his nurses, and these are the nurses that have been with him at home through the years, and they are still so close to us. Their friendship lives on, and you might recognize a couple of those characters in there as well. Okay, thank you so much for reading that, Victor.
Of course, it was my pleasure.
And Brigette, thank you so much for joining us on camera today for Superhero Story Time. And again, we hope that you all enjoy your May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. Remember to hug a nurse if you can, if not in person, then virtually. Victor, why don't you show us what else we've got on the website?
Well, on the website, with the purchase of books, we always include some cool tattoos, some temporary tattoos, some super cool stickers. Look at those guys. We also have on our free stuff tab on our website, we have cool coloring book pages that you can color. Look at those. Look at their SuperCaptainBraveMan and Kyle.
I love them.
I want to see your artwork. I would love that. I would love to see your artwork.
artwork.
And then also on this video on Facebook, on the post, tag 3 friends to enter the running to win a cool SuperCaptainBraveMan t-shirt. They come in all kinds of sizes, and just tag 3 friends.
Yeah. You can get one for yourself.
Yes.
A child that you love. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for Superhero Story Time with SuperCaptainBraveMan today. We're going to be back here on Wednesday, same time, 2 o'clock Pacific time and 5 o'clock Eastern time. So until then,
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.